everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Stream Squad. I'm film critic Jeffrey Gayhard in Las Vegas.
And I'm film critic Tony Toscano in Salt Lake City.
And welcome to the show. Tony, let's start off with a real interesting drama about a helper monkey.
Yeah, this one is really a very touching film. It stars Marcia Gay Harden. It's called Gigi and Nate. A young man's life is turned upside down after he is left a quadriplegic. Moving forward seems near impossible until he meets his unlikely service animal, Gigi, a curious and intelligent monkey.
My name is Nate Gibson. I've been in this wheelchair since I was 18.
Just jump already!
I was 6 weeks away from college. When I got paralyzed, I had nurses around the clock. And then 1 year ago, my life completely changed.
I'd like to request a service animal for my son.
And that's when I got Gigi.
Congratulations on such a beautiful, lovely, lovely film. We need more like this, Nick, and it's an amazing feat to get this performance out of a monkey, I think.
Indeed, it's a testament to both the intelligence of that monkey and the brilliance of what she brought to it, and the brilliance of the cast working with them. Because let me tell you, for an actor to stay in character when they do not absolutely know what's going to happen at any given moment in a scene is a remarkable achievement for an actor. And what you'll see in this movie is the live interaction between an intelligent primate and some beautiful acting from some of America's best actors.
I totally agree. Marcia, it's so wonderful to see you again. We haven't talked in a number of years. And I've seen your performances. I've seen you on, the different things that you do, the morning show. And you're a brilliant actress. But I think this is another level, as Nick said.
She was so complicated, and that's what I loved about her. She basically had to give up her life to care for her child, which is, of course, naturally, of course you would, but within that, being a caregiver, you lose a bit of yourself, and you often see the family disintegrate. And this is what she was dealing with, and just the broken heart on a daily basis. But she's a mom and she's a survivor, and what she wanted was this family to survive and flourish. And by bringing this monkey in, Gigi, it allowed this blossoming in the family. Most importantly, it allowed Nate to have hope to live. And then from that moment, it was just a growth. And yeah, I loved playing her. I was scared to play her a little bit because her heart is so widely broken. And that was a little bit scary, but it was under Nick's tutelage and direction, and working with Charlie Rowe, it was fantastic.
In putting together a film like this, I mean, it must be a blessing, Nick, to have the type of cast you have. I mean, Diane Ladd, Marcia Gay Harden, Jim Belushi. It's just a brilliant cast.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that you can't do this kind of movie unless you have that kind of actor. You can't do that. You can't. The complexity of the emotions that those actors are dealing with, and the ability for them to show them in a subtle and fantastically interesting way is what makes great actors. That's why we watch them, right? I don't do that. They do that. I just give them the space to do that in. Like, that's all we do. When we see great actors, we let them play, and you create. And in this case, I think that what you're going to see is not only them playing at the top of their game, but this new actor, Ali, the monkey, going to come in and blow your minds. You're going to watch a performance of a live animal that's going to blow your mind.
Well, I know she's involved in Meisner and all of that.
Yes, she's part of the studio.
Yeah. Marcia Gay, in our final seconds, I always bring this up when I talk with you, but you are in one of my favorite films, which is Late for Dinner. I just love that movie, and God bless you for doing it.
I love that you love that. I do too. That was such a special time. Such a beautiful movie. Again, about hope.
It's all about hope. Thank you guys, and have a great Saturday. Gigi and Nate is playing in selected theaters. Jeff, I understand Vinnie Jones has a new film.
Oh, he's one of my favorite English mobsters, Tony. It's called Bulletproof. A psychotic drug lord and his top hitman pursue a two-bit thief who made off with his money and his beautiful wife. Vinnie Jones stars in Bulletproof.
Once Temple finds out I was trying to leave, he will kill me.
Yeah, he's crazy.
Where's the Frenchman?
Taking care of that thing?
You do what you do.
This ain't no ordinary, everyday getaway. Get out my way.
What's got into you, sweetheart?
I'd rather die than go back with you.
We're gonna have this baby. We're gonna be a family.
It's true. It's a 24-hour period, and it's supposed to be. The reason for that, and the reason even for not knowing the thief's name, is I really wanted audiences to have a very immediate, visceral experience, like they were there, and not give them a chance to breathe in any way, which is why, like referencing that opening shot, it very much feels like you're getting dropped in, you know, whether it's a slingshot or a roller coaster, and it's nonstop right till the end.
And tell me about the relationship with the character Mia and the thief. Was there kind of a secret affection, a little love crush on there? It seemed like it towards the end.
Yeah, you know, I'd like to leave that as a question mark for the audience. I didn't, you know, for me personally, I didn't feel it was necessary for it to be a romantic relationship. I really always saw the story as these two people learned to respect each other. So there was love there, but it wasn't, I didn't want to go there romantically because I thought it was such a cliche. And you know, I have so many wonderful friends in my life who are female and, you know, in new beginnings.
It was more like a hero worship. You know, it was more like an affection, like you were the white knight kind of thing, not more like a love, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
You know, and there's some movies in my life that you could probably name too that just changed your life when you saw them. And one of them was Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels for me. I mean, I never forgot that. I've never seen anything like it. And I was a Vinnie Jones fan for the rest of my life, you know, and to see him in this movie, I know he's got to be the nicest guy off screen, but my God, this man is intense. I mean, just his face, his sniffing, just how did you get him for this? Because man, what a great catch.
Well, he was the first and only actor that I had in mind, in all seriousness, because of the gravitas that he brings to roles. And actually, a friend of mine and a great producer, Matthew Robert Kelly, he had a personal relationship with him. So he helped me bring Vinnie on board. And you're absolutely right. Vinnie's a very, very nice gentleman in real life. And, you know, he's a very intense personality. And I think it's because he's just so incredibly focused. I would imagine it must come from his sports background because, and I've said this story many times, I could have printed every single take. He'd show up, he'd do one take, and I'm like, okay, well, I guess we're moving on. You know, it was like a bad joke after a while.
Bulletproof is on demand. It's a high-octane thriller action film. It's one of my favorites this year, Tony. Don't miss it. What's coming up next, Tony?
Well, on the next segment of Stream Squad, a pleasure cruise becomes anything but as we take a look at Into the Deep.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Stream Squad. I'm film critic Jeffrey K. Howard, and I'm joined by my partner in crime, film critic Tony Toscano. Tony, tell us about this new thriller, Into the Deep.
Well, Into the Deep is all about this young woman who takes a vacation to escape her life, meets up with a handsome stranger who happens to own a yacht and promises her an adventure she'll never forget.
Come with me for the summer. If you ever don't like it, I can just bring it back.
I'm mad. Oh my God!
Oh, okay.
Here.
You're all right. You're safe. You're safe. You're safe. Okay.
Do you have any idea what happened to you?
No, I don't know really. I was supposed to meet some friends for a boat party. You wouldn't happen to have anything stronger, would you?
When you're auditioning or looking for a role, do you like the physicality in roles, or was this just unique?
Oh no, I love physicality in roles, you know. It's definitely not something I set out to do. I just set out to act and kind of would take anything that came my way, you know, but I love how being physical on screen makes me feel. I love fighting and using my strength, you know. I don't go to the gym for nothing, so it's good to put it to use for sure. Yeah, it's fun. It's really fun.
Well, doing the choreography of fight scenes is a lot like choreographing a dance scene. I mean, are you a good dancer?
Totally. I mean, I'd like to think so. Yeah, I can dance. I mean, I used to dance when I was in school. I think that's why I probably pick up choreo pretty easily. I was actually fight training today on a job that I'm on right now, actually. And we were sort of sword fighting and stuff. And I can pick up things pretty quickly, yeah.
I can't think of another occupation in the world where you go from, doing scuba diving in one day and then sword fighting in the next. So this is a brilliant career.
Yeah, no, it is. Honestly, I don't know what actor said this, but I remember hearing a quote about how the best part of being an actor is that you get to learn all these other skills when you're on these jobs. It's definitely the coolest part about it, I would say, transforming into people, but learning all this random stuff. Like you say, I was swimming around in the Cornish Sea, surrounded by jellyfish and tearing around on jet skis this time last year, and now I'm in Budapest. So life, comes at you fast.
And not everybody looks good wet. I mean, it's that in itself is a real feat.
Thanks. Yeah, I mean, hair and makeup teams definitely help. I think if we had just gone for that without any hair and makeup support, I probably would have looked somewhat like a drowned rat. But, as it turned out, I definitely watched it and I was like, me and Ella Ray sort of looked at each other, we're like, we look pretty good, girl, Yeah.
I would also think that shooting on a boat is similar to shooting in a car. It's very claustrophobic at times.
Super claustrophobic, yeah, super claustrophobic. And also there's the added stress of just the ocean all around you with no land. So, it was definitely pretty claustrophobic. I mean, massive applaud to the crew and my hair and makeup team on that, because there was no space on that boat, absolutely no space whatsoever. It was crazy.
And I would think after watching a bunch of shark documentaries, I wouldn't go.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many sharks we have in the UK.
Well,
honestly, if someone had, there were a lot of jellyfish. Every night that we were filming the evening scenes in the water, there were loads of jellyfish, like hordes of them, that I was terrified to get in the water with, because I don't want to get stung by a jellyfish. I'm pretty sure someone has to pee on you if you get stung by
Yeah, well.
So I was not up for that, but we had
bring your own pee.
Divers. Yeah, exactly. Just a bottle, just in case.
Into the Deep is playing in selected theaters. Jeff, tell me about this new horror film, The Retaliators.
Well, Tony, it's about a pastor who uncovers a dark and twisted underworld as he searches for answers surrounding his daughter's brutal murder in the hard-boiled horror film, The Retaliators.
Mr. Bishop, Detective Sawyer, I'm sorry about your loss, Pastor. Don't think this was a case of road rage. Sarah was found with her hands zip-tied to the steering wheel.
Look, it's a revenge thriller, right? At the end of the day, and there's a lot of those. Revenge is just like Shakespeare writing about love. It's the oldest tale there is. But what I loved about this is the circumstance around it and where this character goes. He's a man of the cloth, and it asks that provocative question: if you had a minute alone with the person who killed your loved one, would you take it? But then you put this guy in that situation, and it was just, the onion really has to get peeled back on this character. So I was really quite passionate about hopefully getting the film made and playing this guy.
I was going to say, because the conflict that the character goes through, he's breaking one of the commandments. He's battling his faith as well.
Absolutely. And again, even though it's this fun, crazy, journey, roller coaster ride, popcorn, entertaining movie, I think it does have elements that you can go out for a drink or dinner afterward and talk about it a little bit, with the morality, the religion, and the justice. And again, I was so attracted to that slow burn, that story. In the script, I saw, when I read it, because it's one thing when you read a script, then you make a film, then you edit it, right? But a lot of the things that are attracting people, I'm so proud of, because, we accomplished the wink at the 80s, the little and those the films of the 70s, 80s, 90s with amazing soundtracks. You get a little bit of Death Wish, you get a little bit of when I read it, Sin City, the graphic novel, his Spielbergian Dante-esque Gremlins-y sort of small town, and then this, and again, you know, I don't mention this name lightly, but even in the same sentence as me, but one of my inspirations, Tarantino, that crazy third act.
Yes.
So,
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely. And you're covered with blood, you know, so as an actor, I mean, you had a great makeup team too, but did you just spend a lot of time around just dripping, you know?
Dude, so much, bro. You know, that blood is like, I don't even like any kind of makeup. So that blood, it's so thick and it's like there's syrup or sugar in it. So you're like, your shirt is sticking to you, your chin is sticking to your chest. It's so uncomfortable. We were filming on the East Coast in Connecticut and New Jersey in November, exterior nights, 19 degrees. My character's in a t-shirt. A lot of physical stuff, which was really fun too. I mean, I like doing that. And all this, I'm not complaining. Look, I'm making a movie, right? At the end of the day.
Now, The Retaliators is in selected theaters and on video on demand. It's pretty gory, so mature audiences only, Tony.
Well, coming up next on the Stream Squad, we'll take a look at this new horror film called Squeal. It's all about a man and some pigs. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Stream Squad. I'm film critic Tony Toscano.
And I'm film critic Jeffrey K. Howard. And Tony, I understand our next film is a horror film that's usually goes to the dogs, but has gone to the pigs?
Yeah, you're going to go hog wild on this one. A man who has a car accident has a chance meeting with a pig farmer's daughter who captures him and makes him a slave on the farm.
I'm not your pig.
Please, do it. My father will punish you. Believe me, I don't want it to happen.
There's an old saying that says never work with children or animals. Are pigs easy to work with?
Easier than with human beings, of course. But I will never work with children. Never, never. I just I don't have the patience to work with children. But the pigs were actually very smart animals, and they remember. First take was like a mess, but then they remember from the second, third take what to do. Sometimes with actors you can do it. We had this piglets. We had for this piglet role 3 animals, and 3 months before we're shooting, we had a coach and worked with these animals for 3 months before we're shooting. Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about your star, Kevin Janssens. He's really, really very good.
He's a very good actor, and when our co-producers from Belgium, they sent me the list of actors, he was the only one I knew before, and I did watch some films, and that is why I knew what kind of actor he is, and he's, you know, if you compare with other actors in this film, Kevin is the only one with a big experience in films.
Squeal is playing in selected theaters and will be on video on demand in a few weeks. And Jeff, if you watch the film, make sure you have a side of bacon with it.
Ooh, absolutely.
I understand the whole family is back on HBO.
That's right. Season 2 of House of Ho follows the family life of the Ho family, a Vietnamese family who are living the American dream in Houston, Texas. The whole family is back for Season 2 on HBO.
Our family is still as united as ever.
Congrats to the newly engaged couple.
Cheers to family.
Yay. I think they like him more than they like me. We know that by getting married, we're marrying into each other's extended families.
I heard that you're moving to England.
We're hoping to move one day.
What do you want to do that you can't in England that you can't do here?
I just think the time for this series is so right because it deals with diversity and Asian culture. Are you getting a lot of great feedback about your presentation of the show?
Yes, we're getting great feedback. You know, I've been getting messages. Other Asians are really proud of our family for, taking this opportunity to represent our community, and, very proud of our family.
And Judy, dealing with the success of the show and newfound fame, especially in your hometown of Houston, right? So you guys are also kind of the mini celebrities in Houston. You can't walk around without being recognized.
Oh, I just usually when people see me, they just usually ask about Washington.
So then I just share a lot of stories about Washington and his new music and what he has going on. I feel like my life's pretty boring compared to Washington's.
Well, Washington, every family member's got to have the wild one. So do you wear that with a badge of honor? Because you make the show really interesting.
Oh, thank you very much. My family is the total opposite of me. And so I come up with crazy ideas like making music, making reality shows. And, we've had such a great time, producing this and working together as a family. Very proud.
And Judy, finally today, I wanted to talk more about the diversity and the Asian culture representation of the show. You're strong with social media, right? So do you feel like you're a role model for people who might contact you and say, oh my gosh, this is like my family, or I see someone like me on television? Do you accept that responsibility of being a role model?
That's a huge responsibility, and all that I can do is share my story and be as authentic as possible. And I know a lot of people can relate to that. And, when they message me, it makes me feel like, this was all worth it. It's not easy to share, the ups and downs of your life.
House of Hoes Season 2 is now streaming on HBO Max. It's just crazy rich Asians for real. So you got to check it out. It's a really amazing show.
And there's more Stream Squad to come after the break. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the Stream Squad. Hey, if you're looking for past episodes, visit us at our website, and you can follow us on social media on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
And coming up next week, we're going to go behind the scenes with the cast and crew of The Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, streaming on Prime Video. Tony, say goodbye.
Bye.
I am not the hero you seek.
Whatever it was you did, be free of it.
One day this will be your kingdom.
Raise your sail.